For more on Buffett's legacy and what's next for the company is Ann Winblad. Hi, Ann, Managing Director at Winblad Venture Partners and a longtime Berkshire Hathaway shareholder. It's good to talk to you today. I'm just wondering, do you remember when you bought into Berkshire Hathaway?
It seems so long ago, I can hardly remember, probably about 35 years ago for me, not as long as many of the Berkshire shareholders.
Do you think that having Buffett at the helm as chairman will continue to keep his presence and a steady reign on the company, or do you expect to see some real changes in the strategy and the way that Berkshire operates?
Well, Warren, as chairman, will be an advisor to Greg, a cultural anchor, and a real long-term thinker, which is one of Warren's many strengths. So Greg is very fortunate to have him around. Definitely the company will operate differently because there will be a new person as the CEO, but will the company fundamentally change in its strategies? No.
In what way do you think that Berkshire Hathaway could evolve that would be a benefit for shareholders like you?
Well, certainly with over $300 billion in cash available, it gives Greg the chance to sit back and be patient like Warren has always been, or to pounce when he can. So we'll learn a lot more over time with Greg. And Warren said he's going to be mostly quiet, but we can assume that Warren will still be going into the office as he does every day, and that Warren will always be thinking about long-term strategies. So the culture of Berkshire Hathaway, which is what I've invested in, which is patient, long-term, careful, but decisive investing, will probably still remain.
It was interesting when you apply Warren Buffett's questions about the investments that you're making. And as I understand it, the questions are, do I understand the business? Does the business have a durable moat? Do I think highly of the leadership? Does the company have a consistent and efficient financial engine? And is there predictability versus the constant need for reinvention? Given that criteria, what do you make of the push toward AI?
Well, definitely the recent investment in Google stands up to all of that criteria. If you look at Google as a company, they do have a moat, they do have a predictable business, they do have strong leadership, they're not needing to reinvent themselves, they're leveraging expertise and building on their innovation culture, and they are a predictable cash machine. So that is Berkshire Hathaway's definition of value investing. They decided to invest at a time where the multiple was not low because it was a good company and it had a long-term benefit to Berkshire shareholders. And these are the same criteria we apply when we're building companies from scratch. We look at these day after day, year after year to say, are we building real companies? Have they established a moat? Does the business have great leadership, or do we need to fix that? Does the company have a consistent and efficient and definable business model? And do I really, really understand where this company is going? This is a great benefit that Berkshire has brought to shareholders, is they really understand these companies when they invest in them.